Hey there, Sean. Hope you're having a great weekend and a wrap up to the summer semester. As your video lesson, one big thing I want to talk about. I'll talk about that one big thing, and if you have questions at the end of that one big thing, I will do my best to answer. You have my attention until about Monday at 9 p.m., in which I will be on vacation after that, celebrating the birth of our country with hamburgers and a trip to Elitch. So, I'll get to it, I guess. So, I'll just talk to myself. So cool. So with Wood, I'd like to go over, we did the verse and we did the chorus. Now I think we should take on the outro riff. There's a guitar solo in there, and there's a rhythm guitar part for the solo. It's so muddy, it's really hard to tell what's going on. I think he's really just doubling the bass. I think it's what the rhythm part is. But like I listened to it and it's so hard to hear what's going on with all like the swirly grunge kind of sound going on. I'll try to figure it out. The tabs are somewhat helpful online, but I'm not sure how accurate those are. It really sounds like the bass is kind of taken over at that point in terms of rhythm section. What we could do, we could look at the guitar solo too, maybe some elements of it. Maybe not do it like note for note, but kind of like grab like certain things out of the solo that might be useful for us for future tunes, or just for your own soloing, for your own edification in terms of that. But cool. So let's look at the outro riff. This is a cool riff. I really like it. It's I think probably the best riff in the song, I want to say, in my opinion. A lot of things going on here. So the first thing that happens, he hits a D5 power chord. Remember, that's a D chord without the middle finger right here. And you're going to mute that first string with the flesh of your ring finger. Okay, so I have that there, and we go like this. And it's a one measure chord. So it's going to count it like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. And then what he does here at the end of the measure, he does a slide down the neck like this. Let's talk about how to get from A to B, right? So he's going here, and he's going to 3, 4, he's going to be here. So let's get that first, and then we'll add in that extra thing. Otherwise, this ends up taking too much time, and your riff will go out of tempo. So the harmonic progression is this: 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's 2 bars there, 3, you have to count that though. Right, so the changes themselves are these: D5, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna go here to an A flat / G sharp power chord, a partial power chord, so it's just the ring finger. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's gonna shift down here to G. So if he's doing a G, I would call this A flat. A flat, 2, 3, 4, to G flat, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Sorry, one measure there because I have up to 4. 2, 3, 4. Last time, D5. 1, 2, 3, 4. A flat 5, 2, 3, 4. G5, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, E5. It's right there. That's a partial power chord, and you're doing that little bar. Remember how we talked about this last time about the partial power chords, partial bars. Is that you do that pyramid finger, and you don't want to be down like this right here. You mean pointing at yourself. So imagine there's like a laser pointer on the tip of my finger, and it's pointing at me, right? And I'm slightly hyperextending the tip joint. It's not super hyperextended like this. So you don't need to be out here like this. It's just very slight, right? Just like that right there. It's almost straight. It's just ever so slightly hyperextended, right? Notice how close I am to the fretboard here with my flesh of my pointer finger, right? I'm not down like this right here. I am up. And to get that up thing going on, you want to raise that thumb up a little bit, just like that right there. Notice it's coming back to me, right? Right, so those are the harmonic changes of the riff. So first thing I would do when approaching this is, can I change the chords in time? Otherwise, you start adding half a beats here and taking away a half a beat or a beat there. So it's far better for something like this, where there's a lot of moving around, a lot of like right hand stuff, to make sure you hear the chords changing in time. That's the first thing I would do. And so you can spend an afternoon there, just like me playing along with the riff. I would play along with it now, but I would get flagged. And I would actually turn, also to the effect on this one, I look at Tube Screamer sound. He's not using a crazy amount of distortion for this part. So much, I'm going to use a Tube Screamer, which is like a high overdrive, right? So you know, I was playing around with the tone of this, And I was kind of going back and forth between my distortion, my Boss DS1, and my JHS Tube Screamer. Like a slight overdrive would be good on the, or sorry, a heavy overdrive or a lighter distortion would be good. You get with a Rat. I used the Rat for a minute and just kind of see what it would sound like, and it doesn't sound bad. So really, you can kind of season it to taste. Just on the recording, you can hear this riff real well. It's just the riff and the solo. It's just like there's so much going on. It's kind of hard to tell what's going on with the bass cranked and everything. But anyway, so my tone is this, right? I wouldn't use a big muff sound. I wouldn't use a fuzz pedal. Anything like a heavier overdrive to a mid-range distortion would be good on this one. Right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. So we got that there. So now what he does is this. So let's go over that. So 2 hits, 1 and 2, 3, 4. Sorry, 1 and 2, 3. How to do that is you kind of catch. You do this. You catch the fifth, so 6th string and 5th string. I always do it with my middle finger, right? I kind of catch those two, a little kind of half bar right there, and I hit it. Remember, it's just a seasoning. It's not the riff. It's just like a little thing he adds in there. So you don't want to do this. It's not that. It's not like super long. It's just. I just slide just down into space. I'm not going very far. You just lift off. So as I slide down, I just let go, and then I mute it with my palm. So I don't get the open string ringing. Ooh, there it is. Right? Practice that slow. Cut with your right hand. Karate chop in hand. Karate chop. 2, 3, 4. It's literally 1 beat. 4. 4. You should be able to count that and do it in 1 beat. 4. 1 and 2, 3, 4. Cut right there. Then that way you're right here on time and for the A flat 5 partial power chord. 1, 2, and then what he does here. Just open. He hits open 6th string. Keeps the ring finger down. Remember, Rooster was He likes doing that. Now, whether it's fast or off-ons, palm mute. Don't use the palm mute for the last 2. 3rd fret, G5, same rhythm, same effects with the right hand. Off, on, off, on, off. Palm, off. So far we have this. 2, 1 and 2, 3, 4. What I would do, once you get the harmonic rhythm of the chord changes down, and you get that going, when you work on this, I wouldn't start with the palm mute right away. I would just do it, making sure everything is in time, and then I would add the palm mute in after the fact. That way you know where everything is temporarily, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, once that's down, then you do. Now you may even spend an afternoon doing this. Remember, if someone can listen to you practice, you're not practicing. You should be able to drive them crazy with the repetitions that you do and how much you break it down to the minutiae of what you're doing, right? If you just try to play the riff over and over again in cycles, it can take a while to get the riff down. But if you work smart and you break down each of these elements and you stick them all together, you're gonna get there much faster, trust me. I did it wrong for years. All right, then. Last part is that E5 power chord right here. So you have the E5, hits it twice, palm muted. And then he does this really quick, he does this like this little bluesy figure. I feel like a lot of grunge, they kind of infuse some of those like hard rock bluesy AC/DC sort of things into their riffs sometimes. Jerry Cantrell did it a lot. Like Billy Corgan, not so much. Billy Corgan is like more like Boston, that sort of stuff. ELO influenced. Sabbath, definitely. Anyway, so you have this right here. It's just a quick on-off. So 2, 2nd fret. So 2, 0. When I hit that 0, I'm hitting both these strings here. I'm hitting 6 and 5. Catching 4 there. So 2, 0, 4, 0. I do it 1, D, da, do a set 1, 2, I do that set 3 times. 1, 2, wait, we shouldn't do it that way. So, one and 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and. So I count at 6. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and. Doing downstrokes there, palm muted. For practicing that, this is what I would do. So you don't want to go too far away through, otherwise that eats up time. You're just really trying to bounce that string, or sorry, bounce that pick off of those bass strings. Sit there and do that for a while. Like I said, if someone can listen to you practice, you're not practicing. Which will drive Jesse crazy. Alright, so yeah, so 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Notice where the movement's coming from. It's coming from right here, my wrist. So it's the arm doing. It's not the arm doing this. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I should go do that for a while. So practice that. So go slow though. Practice the picking. Right, the trickiest part of the song is that cool. So work on that for me. Like I said, I'll be around to about Monday night, and if not, I will catch you in 2 weeks. Take care.